Hey, so glad you're here. So glad you made it to the case study. I'm going to show you how we made one course creator, one of our clients, $100,000 in gross revenue in under 90 days. So I'm so excited for the things that I'm going to be able to show you today. Now let's jump right in. So who am I? My name is Daniel Pope, and I am passionate about helping those that help others. I've been doing social media marketing for the past 5 years, and I love it. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in ad spend for my clients over the years, and I currently manage around $75,000 per month in ad spend for them. Now, I'm going to brag a bit here, and I've been able to achieve 350% return on average for client campaigns. So I love what I do, and I'm pretty good at it too. Now, what do we do? Well, we work with passionate consultants, coaches, and course creators to promote their products worldwide. I like to say that they have a passion. They've packaged into a product, and we transform their business from the inside out. Now, these are usually high ticket, upwards of, $1,000 to $5,000 offers that are very tricky to sell. So what are we going to cover in this case study? Well, number one, I'm going to cover how we immediately know if a high ticket campaign will be successful, if it'll be wildly successful. Number two, I'm going to show you the best way to get massive amounts of people to your high ticket offer. And number three, I'm actually going to show you how we scale our high ticket campaigns to 2x, 5x, and even 10x returns. I'm actually going to let you peek behind the curtain on some active ad accounts too. So a special treat, now if you stay till the end, I'm going to let you steal my entire high-ticket sales funnel template and my entire high-ticket ad campaign checklist. As Owen Wilson would say, wow. Now, let's jump in. Number one, how we immediately know if a high-ticket campaign will be successful. Well, it's all about the hook, the story, and the offer. Those are the three components to every incredibly successful campaign. So first of all, you have the hook. The hook is what grabs your customer. It baits them. Think about when you went on fishing trips with your dad or grandfather and he made you put the little worm on the hook. You cast it out into the ocean or into the lake. You were trying to bait the fish. It's an essential part of the selling process because it causes two actions in the customers. Number one, it stops them from whatever they're doing, scrolling, reading, sharing, etc., whatever. And number two, it repositions their focus and attention on you or your ad, your sales page, your offer. But basically, you want to hook them in, stop them in their tracks. I like to say that social media is social. It's not Amazon, it's eBay, it's not Craigslist. If you're trying to stop someone dead in their tracks, then you need a good hook. You need an attention disruptor, a pattern interrupt. Now, the hook can be an image, a headline, a video, some words, etc. It doesn't have to be just a headline or a caption. It can be a video, an image, anything. It's something that grabs the attention. Now, I want to show you a few examples of some very successful hooks over the years. Number one here is, would you believe 13 records or tapes for just $1? You'd be crazy not to get 13 records or tapes for just $1. Well, I'll tell you why this works. It works because it's a woman holding a bunch of great successful bands, and it shows an image of a ton of different cassettes or records or whatever, and it says get it for just $1. Now, we all know that these records don't cost just $1 to produce. It's a loss leader. So what that means is for $1, they've gotten you as a customer, and they can sell you again and again. Now, this second image is from a tabloid. See, Diet Coke heart risk, tears for PC daddy, free cup of coffee, why we can't bear to watch the X Factor. Oh my gosh. Too much going on here. It's kind of self-explanatory, but these tabloids hook people in on a very basic level. It doesn't take a genius to figure out what they're doing here. And number three, this is a personal favorite. This is actually a page where people go to get hooked in and buy a product, and it's actually from a Tinder bio product. Insane results from a Tinder bio that has matched me and my students with hundreds of hot girls. Well, we know what demographic they're playing in, kind of the lonely and sheltered male demographic. So if you can get hundreds of hot girls messaging you, then everything will be great. He's taking them from hell into heaven, and I love it. It's great from a sales standpoint. So, number 2 is the story. We all know what stories are, whether it's Pixar or DreamWorks or anything like that, the old animated movies. Well, the story gives the context of the hook. See, it bonds the seller to the customer. The story is an account of the personal journey. I like to call it the hero's journey, told to the prospect or potential customer or viewer so that they can relate back to you. I like to say that facts tell, but stories sell. And this is extremely important to keep in mind because people buy from people. Now, the story structure is usually in the form of an aha moment, an epiphany. Now, let's break it down. Number 1, you have the who, the backstory. And number 2, you have the what, your desire. Number 3 is the problem, you've suddenly hit a wall. Number 4 is the attempt at a solution to this problem, the epiphany, the aha, I got it. Number 5 is your struggles, the conflict to break through that. Number 6 is finally the solution, the achievement to the struggle, to the problem. And suddenly you have transformed yourself. So let's have a visual diagram. This is the Epiphany Bridge script from Russell Brunson, and he's absolutely brilliant when it comes to marketing the hero's journey. So number 1, we have the backstory. Hello, I'm Daniel Pope, and this is my backstory. I have a desire, my external and internal desires. What are your desires? Why did you create what you created? Why do you do what you do? Why are you passionate about it? But I hit a wall and I said, okay, I'm not satisfied. Maybe I have these desires. I want to promote my passion, whether it's how to shoot a basketball better or how to get your baby to sleep faster or how to study better. I've hit a wall. I don't know how to promote it. I need to go on a journey to figure this out. And suddenly, aha, after studying groups, after studying forums, after studying and modeling other people, I've suddenly found it. I have an aha moment. I need to create XYZ. I need to do ABC. And then I formulate the plan, which then takes me over to a conflict. Okay, maybe that conflict is, I don't know how to do this. I don't have time to do this. I don't have the resources to do this. I'm a very smart person, but I know, for me personally, I cannot do it all. My conflict is suddenly thrust upon me, and so I have to push through that. What do? Well, I search for the end goal. I search for that achievement, and I find it. And how do I find it? Well, that's part of my story. That's the hero's journey. So once I've reached that achievement, I have now transformed my business. And not only my business, but I've transformed my life as well. It's part of your story now. The transformation itself becomes as or even more important than the achievement. See, let's think about the Lord of the Rings series. Now, we've all seen it. If you haven't, go watch it. Great movies, great books. When Frodo destroyed the ring, it's great that he destroyed it. But he was entirely transformed from the journey itself, the process of him going from the Shire, his home, to Mount Doom, where he put the ring in the volcano. He became stronger with his friends. He became stronger with himself. He became a more whole individual from this journey. I mean, think back. If you've watched it, think about it for a second. Now, you as a business owner, through the achievement and through the transformation, you'll become a more whole business owner. So let's recap. We have the hook, we have the story, now we need the offer. And what the offer is, it takes you out of the competition entirely. See, a good hook and story create the perfect environment for your customer to buy, as long as the offer is irresistible. We're going to get into that in a second. See, it's not about the product or price. It's not about your trinket. It's not about your kitten mittens or your jewelry or your course or your program, your online training, whatever. It's an offer. You want to stack that value so you don't focus on just price. If you focus on just price, you're going to be beat out by competition, which has a lot more money than you, which has a lot more experience, which has a lot more followers, which has a lot more affiliates. you don't want to focus on just price. Think of this like bundles or auxiliary products or bonuses that you can stack on. It's a stack. Think of it like that. You're not just offering here's a kitten mitten. You're not just offering here's a course on how to do XYZ. Think about what your customer needs along with the main product so that he or she can't afford to say no. If they say no, they will feel bad. Make it so that you're providing so much value in that stack that they will feel bad if they do not buy from you. Let's take a look at some incredibly successful offers, and here's a personal favorite of mine. This is the ShamWow infomercial ad. Now, we all know what the ShamWow is. It's a towel but how incredibly successful it was. And, hi, I'm Vince with ShamWow, and here, buy my towel. But it's not just buy my towel. See, you get 2 large and 2 mini ShamWows, and you also get a second set free. Oh my goodness, I would be a fool to say no. But if you act now, you get 2 large and 2 mini, a double set. You get 8 ShamWows total, plus I'm gonna throw in a free ShamWow mop. Vince, you're a genius. Number 2, it's the atomic lighter. Now, what is this lighter? Well, I see this fairly often. But I think it's geared towards preppers, like doomsday preppers, people who, think the world is going to end, wants waterproof lighters, or maybe campers, outdoorsmen, huntsmen, whatever. I'm being targeted by it for some reason. I don't really hunt. I'm not really a prepper, but whatever. So this is an offer that's great because you buy one, but you get 2. Okay, it's a BOGO. Now, the final one is another great offer. And this is from ClickFunnels. Now, what this is a perfect example of an offer stack. It provides value through that offer stack. You get 6 months of ClickFunnels for free. You get Funnel Builder Secrets Masterclass. You get Funnel Hacking 201. You get Traffic Secrets Training Course. You get Funnel Script Software, free onboarding, click start call. Oh my goodness, suddenly that $1,000 price point now has a perception of being a $20,000 value. Well, we could add up the numbers, but you see them right there. 3,500, 3,000, 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. I can't afford to say no. I would feel bad if I don't buy. So, recap on that. You have your hook, which baits them in. You have your story, which a story is such that you can relate emotionally, justify logically, and remember perpetually. And number 3, you have your offer, which bridges that. Number 2, we need to figure out the best way to drive insane amounts of people to your high ticket offer. And that is done through social media advertising. Bet you saw that one coming. Anyways, more specifically, Facebook ads, Facebook advertising. I know you probably heard of it before. It's, you've probably seen it in groups. Who's the best Facebook ads? Is anybody having success with Facebook ads? Well, yes, we are. But why Facebook? Why does it work so well? Well, as of today, 2018, over 1.4 billion people around the world access Facebook every single day. I can't even fathom that number. Never has there ever been such a massive platform and social driver in the history of the world. Now, the biggest age group that uses Facebook is 25 to 34-year-olds, aka millennials, and it's around 30% of the age breakdown. Around 75% of the entire adult US population uses Facebook. So you're sitting here saying, Daniel, I don't know if my customer's on Facebook. Well, 75% sure that your customer's on Facebook. Okay? I'm going to be real clear with you. 75% of the entire adult US population uses Facebook. So if you hear someone say, I don't use Facebook, that's an old person platform. Well, I'll let you in on a secret. They're lying. Let's take a look at this example. You're saying, Daniel, this is a confusing chart. What's going on here? Well, this is a breakdown of different advertising channels, and it's the cost to advertise to 1,000 people, for 1,000 pairs of eyes to see your ad. What does it cost? Well, direct mail, it costs $57 to show it to 1,000 people. For broadcast TV, $28. For newspapers, $16. For billboards, it costs $5. But for social media, $2.50 to show your ads to 1,000 pairs of eyes. But it's not only about the CPM, the cost to advertise that. It's much more than that. You go over to a billboard company and you say, hey, what was my click-through rate? You go advertise on broadcast TV and you ask them, hey, what was my conversion rate? What was my click-through rate? They'll look at you like you're crazy. I guarantee it. You go try it. If you're advertising on radio or in a magazine or direct mail and you ask them what your click-through rate is, what your cost to advertise, what your, your relevancy score, things, link clicks, things like that, they're going to look at you and be like, we'll get back to you on that one. So social media, more specifically Facebook advertising, is a great driver for growth. It's almost instantaneous. I can't express that enough. It's almost instantaneous. This means that you don't have to mess around with finding other sources of traffic. Meaning, I think my followers or I think my potential customers are on Tumblr. Well, it's also great because you're not paying expensive cost to advertise. I don't want to go out and spend $57 to get no, analytics, no results from it. And you don't have to guess. This is not a guessing game. You see actual hard numbers, facts, figures, data. See, you could be advertising on eBay. You could be advertising on, mylittlepony.com. You could be advertising on NBA.com. But we can accurately say that 75% of the US population is on Facebook. So let's utilize that. Now, number 3, one of the most important things, how in the world do we scale high-ticket offers, high-ticket campaigns to 2x, 5x, 10x return? That means if you're spending $1, you're making 2. If you're spending $1, you're making 5. If you're spending $1, you're making 10. So how do we do this? Well, you're here to learn how, right? I'm happy. You're in the right place and you're about to learn. Well, we do this by using what's called a webinar sales funnel. Let me break it down to you. See, people click on the ad or they go to the page and they register for the webinar, the web class, the web training, whatever you want to call it. And they watch it. And it's a specific formula, and I'm actually going to give you that template too. And then once they watch it, they apply or book a call or they purchase. And then bada boom, bada bing, you got sales coming in. Daniel, this sounds way too simple. Well, simple sells. That's the fact of the matter. Simple sells. And if you're not doing things simply, then you're overcomplicating it and your potential customer is going to get confused. So what does this look like? Don't get confused here. What does this look like? Well, this is a diagram that I use for each of my clients that I show them, what is the process to turn someone from a browser into a buyer. We have people coming in, referrals, social media, word of mouth. Heck, you could even put up a billboard on the side of your street and say, hey, go to www.optinnow.com, whatever your domain is. Get them over to that registration page. They register for this training, this web class, this webinar, however you want to call it. They sit in a countdown room, which builds up rapport, builds up excitement, and then they watch the training. Then they schedule a call or they jump to the order form page, depending on the price of your offer. Now, some people drop off and that's okay, but they're pushed back to a replay where they can order or schedule a call. Ultimately, you want to get them to purchase. You can have upsells, downsells, cross-sells, and any sell in between. It's like the Wonka-vator from Willy Wonka. Front ways, back ways, sideways, and up and out. So I want to take a minute and discuss with you averages. What I'm trying to show you here is the averages that I've seen across the board, across industry for a webinar sales funnel. And I'm just going to use the example of 1,000 clicks to a page. Now, if you have someone going to a page to register, you want to have a 30% or higher opt-in rate. That means a registration rate. You want to have those people at a 60% or higher attendance rate. And out of those people that watch the webinar, you want to have a 10% or higher book a call or go to the order form page rate. If you're a great talker, if you're a great storyteller, then you're closing about 20% or higher on the phone for your offer. And then once someone purchases, then you have a 15% upsell purchase rate. And that means 15% of those people who purchase your upsell. And 10% of the people purchase the downsell. Now, let's go back to the replay room because I said that not everyone's going to watch the webinar, the live webinar, or the perception of live. It's okay, auto-recorded, auto-webinar. On average, 30% of the 30% watch the replay. And that equals around 90 replay viewers if we look at the 1,000 clicks. And out of those, we just go back through it again. 10%, 20%, 15%. Guys, if this is a little confusing, that's okay. I'm about to break it down even further in a second. But if you're coming in under these numbers, if your sales funnel or if your webinar or if your order form or if your close rate is coming in under these percentages, well, you need to fix your funnel or your system fast. And this is actually my tool belt. So if there's 1,000 people that view that page, then we have 300 people registered for the webinar. These are averages I took from what I've seen across all industries. We have 180 people attend the live or perception of live pre-recorded webinar. Out of those 180 people, 18 people book a call. Remember that 10% go to the order form page. And then we have 3.6 people purchase your offer. Now, you may be saying, Daniel, how can I have 3.6 people purchase my offer? Well, you have to understand, because this is not a one-time campaign. This is not a, hey, let me send this out and, whatever. This is a continuous machine. It's a well-oiled machine at that too. I like to call it an invisible selling machine. I think that term was coined by Ryan Dice of Digital Marketer. Hats off to him, but it's an invisible selling machine. It's a machine that's online. You send people to it, browsers turn into buyers. Once you set it up, it's almost completely hands-off. So knowing that, we know that each time 1,000 people go through the funnel, it equals these numbers. For simplicity's sake, we're just doing it in chunks of 1,000. Let's continue to work forward. So out of those 3.6 people that purchased the core offer, 0.5 people purchased the upsell, and 0.31 people purchased the downsell. Now, let's take a minute to think forward on those numbers. So we know that if 1,000 people equals 0.31 downsell purchases, then if we do the math on that, then we see we need 3,225 people through the funnel to equal that one downsell. Guys, I'm not a math genius. I didn't do that in my head. I already have it written down. All right, now let's take a look at the webinar replay room numbers. So out of those 1,000 people, remember I said 30% of 30. So that equals 90 people watching the replay webinar or the web training. Now, out of those 90 people, 9 people book a call. Remember that 10%. And out of those 9 people that you get on a call with, 1.8 people purchase the offer. That's a 20% close rate. So we have 0.27 people that purchase the upsell offer, and finally 0.18 people that purchase the downsell offer. So, Daniel, you may be saying, the numbers are great, but where's the money? Well, let's go through that. I have example price points here that are pretty standard across the board. The main offer is at $997, the upsells at around $497, or that lifetime value, and the downsells around $297. So let's plug it in. From the webinar broadcast room, that first entry point, 3.6 purchases equals $3,589.20. 0.5 upsell purchases equals $248.50 in revenue. That's half of the $497. 0.31 people that purchased the downsell, that equals $92.07. All right, total that together, that's $3,929.77. Not bad for a simple web page with a training on it. Let's take a look at the replay room. So we have 1.8 people that purchased the main offer. That's $1,794.60. 0.27 people that purchased the upsell equals $134.19 in revenue. And 0.18 people that purchased the downsell, that's $53.46. Total that together, that's $1,982.25. Once again, not bad for a simple web page with a video training on it. You may be saying, Daniel, I'm not hitting these. I'm coming in under the averages. Well, remember, think back to that tool belt. Fix your funnel fast. But how do we scale this thing? How do we go from zero to hero? How do we go from, I'm making $5,000 every month to I'm making $5,000 every single day? Well, there's 3 main points that I want to cover very simply to scale it. The first point is I segment ads to meet people where they are in the funnel or where they drop off. And from those segments, I can actually create what's called lookalike audiences. And what those are Facebook finds people super similar to those segmented lists and creates bigger lists from them. You know, whether it's registrations or purchases or add to cart viewers or whatever. So that process ensures that these funnels, these campaigns act as a personal salesman to the potential customer. Instead of just shotgunning ads, I'm very specific and granular with it. Now, I also scale by telling Facebook to automatically increase the budgets as long as we're making money. If we aren't making money, we cannot scale up. So technically, this is called automated rules if you want to get into that, but I basically say, Facebook, scale it up if we're making money, or scale it down if we're not making money, or cut it off completely. And the third point is, I set up ads across different platforms, so I give the perception that they are everywhere. I give that omnipresence perception. Now, these 3 points combined together make sure that the ads remain dynamic. They act as a personal salesman to that potential customer. And we need to make sure that we stay proactive. We need to continue to monitor. We need to continue to scale and stay proactive with the ads. Now, let's see some actual numbers. Now, these are ad accounts that I've worked on personally, and so I'm letting you peek behind the curtain so you can kind of see some actual numbers instead of me just talking about it. So this is a client that was selling some make money online, Amazon, Shopify, whatever, all that fun stuff for about $1,000. And you see here over the lifetime, August 1st, 2018 to October 24th, 2018, we did about $42,000 in this front end campaign. When I say front end, this is the top of the funnel. We're driving a massive amount of people into that webinar. You see, he got 42 purchases at around $325 per purchase, and that gave us an average ROAS, return on ad spend, of 3.07. Basically what that means, for every dollar he spent on this top of funnel front end campaigns, he made $3.07 in return. Now, Daniel, what about the back end? Well, those are some even more impressive numbers. Take a look at this. This is the retargeting ad account. And August 1st, 2018 to October 24th, 2018, he did about $74,000 in gross revenue at an average ROAS of 6.7. For every dollar he spent, he made $6.70 in return. That is great. Those are the numbers that I strive for every single day. And you see, we had a campaign that went for order form but didn't purchase, viewed the webinar but didn't go to the order form, right column traffic, another right column, viewed the landing page but didn't register. These are all retargeting people throughout the funnel when they drop off, those points right there. You see, this one did 25,000, this one did 13,000, 2,500, 3,000, 1,000, 2,000. So these are the type of numbers that I'm achieving and I strive for, with each campaign that I do. If we crunch the numbers on that, then we see 73,778 plus the other one, and that is 41,874. So we did about $115,652 in gross revenue. That's awesome. But here's another ad account I worked on earlier this summer. May 1st of 2018 to August 31st, 2018, we had a quick launch, meaning we ramped it up really quickly. We drove a massive amount of people into a live webinar. This was not a pre-recorded webinar. This was a live webinar. So you see, over the course of those few months, we did $33,000 in gross revenue at an average return of 4.33. For every dollar he spent, he made $4.33 in return. These were retargeting. These were flash sale. This is people who viewed the webinar. This had a 17 to 1 ROAS. This had a 20 to 1. This had an 19 to 1, 22 to 1, 30 to 1. I love it. I love it. So why am I showing you this? Because I want you to see applicable and actual numbers, because this is what we're achieving every single day. And I want you to see the power behind the advertisements and the quick results that you can get by utilizing social media advertising properly. Now, I know a lot of you are sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, what is this guy even talking about? It's going so far over my head. This guy just needs to just bring it down to baseline and oh my gosh, it's crazy. I know it can be a little overwhelming. See, a lot of times people get confused because there's so many moving parts, creating all the campaigns, testing and editing, checking everything daily, scaling up the winners, cutting off the losers, applying those rules, putting ads and campaigns across all platforms. Yeah, it is a little confusing, but for me personally, I love it. I thrive in it. But luckily, I'm here to help you with that. See, as kind of a way of giving back, I want to be here to help you. I want to dive into your business and see what's going on, what's wrong, what are you doing with your ads, what are you not doing with your ads. I want to do this in a free strategy call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with you to go in and deep dive and a little audit, as you would call it. And then I'm going to put together a personal action plan for you to take home. You can take it, you can leave it, you can throw it away, you can pin it up on your wall for all I care, but I'm here to help you and kind of put my eyes on the situation. Now, I do want to be transparent here. My clients do pay me upwards of $2,500 a month to do all this work for them. They hire me on as a done-for-you service, and I do everything for them. But that is not my intention on the call. What I want to do is I want to get on the phone with you to discuss what you're doing, what you're not doing, and where you need help. I'm happy to do a free audit and then put together that personal action plan for you to take home to do whatever you want with it. Now, if you would like this audit and personal action plan, then I invite you to click the button right below this video to schedule a call with me. But you don't have to take my word for it. Let's listen to my dear friend and a great client of mine, Colton Crottinger. He's the owner of Now, don't take my word for it. I want you to hear from a dear friend and a dear client of mine, Colton Crottinger. Colton is the owner of Crottinger Consultant, and he's very successful and very knowledgeable at what he does. So let's take a listen here.
Hey there, my name is Colton Crottinger, and I sell info products and online courses around the world. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the Helpful Place Marketing, Daniel Pope and Preston Howard. These guys are insane. I've been doing my own ads for over 10 years. And I've never worked with an agency, an ad agency or anything, because nobody's been able to beat me because I am really good at ads. And these guys came in and wrecked shop on multiple products I have. I've never seen numbers like this, and every time I post it, everyone keeps asking me what the secret is, and it's these guys. I am married to this company, and whenever I say that, I mean, like, I'm always going to be working with them for the rest of my life. Any companies I have, I'm referring my family member, my mother, my father, my sister, like anybody, my best friends. These guys are the real deal. They will take care of you. They have the biggest hearts of anyone I've ever met in this industry, and they will take care of you. They're not in this for the money. They are truly in this to help people, just like the name of their company. And so that's why I believe so strongly in this company, and I promise you, they will take care of you. All right.
Thanks, Colton. That was some good stuff. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to click the button below to schedule a call with me. You're going to be taken over to an application page where you can fill in a little bit about your business, kind of give me some insight before I jump on the call with you. Then you'll be taken over to my call scheduling page. I currently use Calendly, where you can select your preferred time for the call. It'll ask a few more details about your business and kind of who you are and allow me to get that persona in my mind before we jump on the call. Now, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this case study today. I hope you learned a little bit about something. If you did, then feel free to message me on Facebook or you can talk about it on the call once you go ahead and schedule it below by clicking the button. And I look forward to hearing from you soon.